Alright guys, we're going to use SUI to do a practice trend line and how things move. Now, this doesn't always work, but majority of the time we're going with probability versus certainty. So let's get into it. So we're using near. So I see one pattern here, I see one pattern here, and then I see one pattern here. So we're going to start off with a pattern here, okay? So we're going to draw a trend line. We'll take two of the highest points and let's get a few of the lowest points. Now I'll line it up to touch here, one touch, two touch, and we'll go with three touch right there. So as you can see, this is breaking to the downside, a pattern that's descending parallel that breaks to the downside at some point is going to break to the upside. Now I'll extend this line back out. I'm going to zoom in. And I know that this candle right here, this candle is my confirmation because it formed outside of it. So I know it's going to break to the upside. If I haven't purchased any SUI and I saw this downtrend, then I could have entered here. But if I was going to DCA down on this trend, let me show you where I would DCA. So I would have first, if I had to buy it, I know that bottom part of the trend, but it's enough candle hadn't formed, so I wouldn't touch there. I might have bought just a little bit there, but as it goes up, I won't touch it. Definitely you could have bought it right here, but as it's moving up, I would leave it alone. As it's moving down, I would leave it alone. As it comes and touches my trend again, I would leave it alone. But when it comes down here, this is a good buying opportunity if you want to buy some, because you know when it comes to the bottom, it's going to bounce up because that's what the trend do. Now, once I purchased a little bit here, I would let this pattern play out because I know that if it comes here and it does not break out, then it's gonna start coming down. So once it comes down to the bottom of my trend line again, I may purchase a little bit more if I believe in this coin. So now that it has broken out, I will draw another trend line. So I got at least three touches there. And I got about three touches here. So now you can see this trend is ascending. And as I said before, ascending trend usually breaks to the downside. So now we see it starts to go sideways and it breaks out. So this candle again is your confirmation that it created a candle outside of that pattern. This pattern is going to now break to the downside. It confirmed it with that candle. So now when I zoom out, I'm going to draw again another trend line. So I'll touch here. I'll adjust my trend line so I have multiple touches coming over here. And I'll also draw a trend line down here. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit of a fake out back inside the pattern, top of the pattern, worked its way down. This is the crash we had. And now it starts to go sideways. So I would then create another pattern. So we know descending pattern usually breaks to the upside. In this case, you can see it's breaking to the upside. Now, the moment it came out of this pattern and then it formed a candle up here, we know that it's breaking out. It came out of this descending pattern. So now this ascending pattern is taking off. So on this pattern, I know that it's going to go to upside at certain point. It's going to decide it's going to break down. Until that point happens, it's going to continue to go up. So if I was to purchase this and I haven't bought it yet, I wouldn't purchase it now. I would let this trend work its way down. Then it's gonna work its way up. Then it's gonna work its way down. And it's gonna do whatever it's gonna do until it breaks to the downside. Once it comes to the downside, I will buy a little bit on the way down. So let me show you. If I had to buy, I will buy a little bit there, and I would buy a little bit here. You always, if you're gonna buy on the bottom part of the pattern. Don't buy on the top part of the pattern because you're buying it at the highest points as it's going down. I hope this video made a little bit of sense because I made this on the fly, on the go, just to show you how the patterns are breaking down or breaking up. So you can make your decision where you may want to buy. But I'm using luxalgo to give me additional information. So let me wrap it up with activating luxalgo. So luxalgo gave me a sell signal here on number 3. So I know it's going down. And luxalgo also gave me a target. So when it's going down, I know what my target is. So as it works its way down, I can also make a decision. So now let's look at luxalgo while it's going up. So I know that ascending patterns break to the downside. The 4-hour chart is telling me the target is $4.19. Current price is $4. So I know that this pattern is going to continue. Now, if I look at it at a larger time frame, I can see another target is $4.31. So I know it's going to continue to go up, and therefore I know it's going to bounce here, and then it's going to go up. So I'll use luxalgo to confirm the target as I draw my pattern. And that validates where it's going and that my pattern itself is pretty strong.